Okay, this is going to be a CD update since I haven't done one of these in a while. Last time I did this was last year at some point, so I've compiled a lot of CDs over the past months. Some of which isn't going to be in this video since I haven't had a chance to listen to them all yet, or just open them. But yeah, I'm gonna run through some new stuff, and then I'm gonna run through old stuff. By new, I mean like came out this year. Some of the stuff came out either last year, a few years before. You know how it is. Okay. First, let's start off with Xibalba. Tierra y Libertad. Hope I pronounced that right. My Spanish is not that good. This is a kind of a sludgy metalcore act from somewhere up in the West or something like that. But yeah, they came out with a new album this past January that I think is pretty good. I don't like it more than their previous one, Hasta la Muerte, but some really heavy stuff. Really heavy stuff. You should look into it. It's on Bandcamp. Alright. The debut album from Brooklyn rapper Joey Badass. He put out a new album again in January. And I personally think it's the Illmatic of this generation. I mean, not as good as Illmatic, but like most certainly Illmatic-esque. Zelda. That's my cat. Zelda. No. Okay, give me a minute. Zelda. Zelda. No. No Zelda. But yeah. Joey Badass, yeah. Really good rapper. I would certainly check him out if you're looking to get into rap that does appreciate the old school production sound. Yeah, get on it. It's good. In relation to hip hop, my favorite hip hop album of the year so far, and what will probably be my favorite album of the year in general, Kendrick Lamar's "To Pimp a Butterfly." If you like, I personally think this is not just like the greatest hip hop album of the year, but probably the decade. I don't think any hip hop album for the rest of the decade is going to come close to putting out something as eccentric, as creative, as straight up great as this album. Especially with how multi-dimensional Kendrick's flows are. There's not really anything trendy in terms of production. A lot of it's jazzy, a lot of it's boom bapish, a lot of it's really interesting. Zelda. But yeah, get into that if you haven't yet. Oh, that's a Zelda. Leave that box alone. Leave it alone. Okay. She's probably not gonna listen to me, but whatever. The new album from Liturgy, the artwork. Liturgy are a transcendental black metal band, and they're pretty much also experimental rock, progressive rock, math rock. Really interesting act. Zada? But yeah, look into Liturgy. I know the vocals on this album and the vocals on their albums in general aren't all that stellar. But the music itself is really good. Don't believe the metal elitists that think it's trolling. How does music troll? How does it do that? I don't know. But yeah, do look up Liturgy. This is Father John Misty's "I Love You, Honey Bear." Really hilarious singer-songwriter album. Yeah, that's pretty cool. There in this CD there's like a not just a poster with all the lyrics on it, but like a elaborate exercises for each song. One of them for the first track involves going out in the desert with your significant other and realizing that you're fucking crazy. It's pretty wild. But yeah, Father John Misty, Jay Tillman, really good vocalist. He's certainly inventive with instrumentation. There's a soul song on here. There's a straight up acoustic ballad in here. There's mariachi-esque type stuff on here. It's really interesting. Really interesting listens. Probably my favorite singer-songwriter of the year album so far. At least, maybe not. It's a tie between that and the new Courtney Barnett album, but I don't know if I can consider it that since there's like a lot of emphasis on garage rock. I don't have as much new CDs. That's cool. The new Imagine Dragons album. I know Imagine Dragons aren't like all that the best thing out there right now, but this new album is definitely a step up from Night Visions. It's more rock oriented. It's more inventive. It's much more interesting than Night Visions as somewhat decent it was. I like Night Visions, but this is like definitely a good step in the right direction. I'm hoping when they put out a new one, it's gonna be really good. That's my hope. But my hope has been known to be let down before. So we shall see. We shall see. The new Sleater-Kinney album, No Cities to Love. Sleater-Kinney, if you don't know, are a indie rock trio. I have a copy of Dig Me Out on here. Members of the band. Can't tell who's who all that much. Yeah, indie rock trio, all-female indie rock trio. Really good vocals, really good guitar playing. Like, a good bit of their songs don't even have bass in it, so that's interesting. Plus, the drumming is also really good. But yeah, this is their first album in 10 years. They broke up around 2005 or 2006-ish. Then they came back and put out this for whatever reason. And I'm pleased with it. It's like 32 minutes long. It's not going to be like a big favorite of mine for the year, but it's most certainly a highlight in terms of rock music. Faux show. Another in terms of rock, in terms of the new Modest Mouse album, Strangers to Ourselves. Do you see that Strangers right there? Yeah. I accidentally discovered that when I was like bringing it upstairs and a light shined on. I was like, whoa, what the hell? But yeah, this is the first Modest Mouse album in 8 years, and while I do like it, it is a little disappointing, especially with the song Pistol, which has Isaac Brock's vocals like down pitched inappropriately, and it just does not sound all that good. Other than that, I liked pretty much all the songs on the album. If you like indie rock, I would recommend this album. I'd recommend The Lonesome Wild West. Good News for People That Love Bad News. I have that on vinyl. And We Were Dead Before the Ship Even Sank. The Moon and Antarctica. They got a good chunk of good albums in the terms of the indie department under their belt. Now the new Panda Bear album. Panda Bear being a 1/4 of the neo-psychedelia outfit Animal Collective. This is a weird CD packaging. Like, you could just peel it out, open it, and there's the CD right there. In terms of like Animal Collective camp albums, this is decent. In terms of what Panda Bear's put out, I don't know if I like this album better than Person Pitch. what I like about Panda Bear Meets the Grim Reaper, that's the name of the album, is that it's more accessible than Person Pitch. There's not as much long songs in there. It's not like a challenging listen, at least to me anyway. I don't know. But if you do like psychedelic music, get into Panda Bear, get into Animal Collective in general. I want to get a vinyl copy of Meriwether Post Pavilion at some point, but I don't know if that's going to happen anytime soon. Okay, now we got stuff that's relatively old. It either came out last year or longer than last year. The new Basement tapes, Lost on the River. Yeah. This is essentially a bunch of musicians: Marcus Mumford, Elvis Costello, T-Bone Burnett, Jim James, and My Morning Jacket. A bunch of other people coming together to recreate Bob Dylan songs that never became Bob Dylan songs. That shelved songs ideas for the Basement Tapes album that he put out in like the early 70s. And as far as that goes, I'm pleased with it. I need to get a different version of this, since this is 15 tracks versus like there's a copy in Best Buy that's got 20 tracks, but I don't know if I want to buy like the album all over again as much as I love a good bit of musicians that are on the album. Marcus Mumford especially. There's a new Mumford & Sons album coming out in May. I'm pleased with that. Look, more Liturgy. I actually haven't opened this yet. But I've heard the songs on the album quite a few times. This one, unlike the artwork, has like a lot of screaming in it that I can't really discern. Oh, there's lyrics in here. That's fantastic. Since I can't really understand what Hunter Hendricks is saying. But yeah, I wouldn't really consider Liturgy trolling. I think Liturgy are doing like a lot of really great things in rock music. If you're willing to like, okay, yeah, you can dislike Liturgy, but that doesn't mean they're not doing interesting things. That's just how I view it. Deadmau 5, while 2 is greater than 1. This is this includes a little card thing I have no use for to get like exclusive content and all that. But this is a double album released by Deadmau 5 or Deadmau5 or however you want to pronounce his name. I like it a lot. I like it quite a bit. It's long, it's progressive, it's experimental. A lot of stuff I admire in a IDM, EDM, progressive house, and all that other good stuff. Do check it out. It's need to look into other Deadmau stuff, but I don't know if I can. I don't know if I have the ability to or the patience to. Doesn't have to do with the music itself, but because of how much other stuff I'm getting into. I do always want to find a time for this. Aphex Twins. What is this fucking album called? Selected Ambient Works Volume 2. That's what it's called. Another 2 hour long. Oh no, that's not good. Another 2 hour long. 2 hour long album in terms of what was I gonna say? Yeah, in terms of not EDM, IDM. Except this is more ambient, more subliminal, more a lot of stuff. There's not really any names on the track. It's just on the track listing. It's just tracks 1 through 23 or 25 if you have the English cassette or a vinyl version. The English get all the good stuff. Oh well. Schoolboy Q's Oxymoron. this is some crazy shit. Some crazy hip-hop right here. I can't really emphasize how crazy it is. It's like Schoolboy Q is portraying the gangsta, but it's not the gangsta like you typically associate with the gangsta. This is gangsta like most gangsters need like a reason to go after you. This is a character portrayal of one that will just shoot you or rob you for no apparent reason whatsoever, and that's really interesting. He's got like really eccentric vocal delivery. Like on the first track, Gangsta, he's like gangsta, gangsta, gangsta. I'm like, whoa, 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 hold on. It's really interesting. Yeah, get into it if you're into hip hop. It's in the same camp as Kendrick Lamar is, in that he is also a member of Top Dog Entertainment and Black Hippie. What isn't hip hop related whatsoever is the self-titled Alice in Chains album. In terms of like full-length projects, this is probably my favorite Alice in Chains album. In terms of Alice in Chains' releases altogether, I definitely say Jar of Flies. If I ever find Jar of Flies on vinyl and it's cheap, I might get it, but I don't really see any reason to buy an EP for as much as people are charging it. However, I like it more than Dirt. Their album Dirt, not like Dirt, but yeah. Because of how like they took what they did on Jar of Flies and applied it here for the most part, for a good bit of it nicely. But Alice in Chains is probably my least favorite of the big four of grunge because, yes, Jerry Cantrell is a great guitarist. Yes, Lane Staley but Lane Staley always to me felt like a more vocally stable Kurt Cobain. Vocally, my favorite moments of an Alice in Chains project was always Cantrell. That's just me anyway. You can disagree with me if you want, but that's just how I see it. And finally, Lightning Bolt's Earthly Delights. This is really challenging, really psychedelic noise rock. If you've never heard a bass guitar played like a lead guitar, listen to a Lightning Bolt album. You will be intrigued. You will be impressed, probably. It's peculiar. Very, very peculiar. They had a new album come out this year, and I enjoyed it a lot, but not as much as Earthly Delights. Okay, that's all the CDs I'm going to share. I will most certainly do another video when I get more CDs, which is coming pretty soon for reasons. Okie dokie.